guys, and in today's video we are going to the cinema and we are going to watch Frozen 2 and of course we are going to learn a little bit of the new vocabulary, and I added also something new, so we are going to learn new vocabulary through second official trailer of Frozen 2, and now we are going to get some food to enjoy our movie, and we came really not late but really fast, and that's why now we're just waiting for our movie to begin, and we've got really a lot of time, so we are going to just sit, and I'm going to tell you all of that stuff that I prepared for you, because it's going to be really fun today, because we are going to talk not only about vocabulary but about some grammar point, and that grammar point is really important, and once you know that grammar point, then you will be able to speak English very fluently, more fluently at least, and your speech will be more eloquent. So first of all, let's look at the first sentence of the trailer.
Far away, as north as we can go, once stood an enchanted forest.
The narrator said a sentence which is far away, as north as we can go, once stood an enchanted forest. So the first word for today's lesson is enchanted, or you can say enchanted in a British accent, and in American accent you can say enchanted. That depends on what accent you want to learn and you want to follow. So what it means, this word means something or someone filled with delight, with charm, something really magical. But first of all, let's look at this sentence, once stood an enchanted forest. And it's really interesting sentence, because we've got here some new, I guess it's new for you, grammatical point, grammar point, which is called inversion. Have you ever heard the word inversion? If no, then stay tuned, because you are going to know this really soon. And if yes, then still stay tuned, because I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain it really deep, and you're gonna understand what it means. But first of all, I'm going to tell you one more new word, as I'm a philologist, so I'm going to be a little bit nerdy. So this word is syntax. Do you know what is syntax? And if you don't know, then I will tell you that it's a grammatical order or arrangement of words as the rules prescribe. So what it means, what is syntax in English? Syntax in English is SVO. It's the grammatical order of words. So for example, SVO stands for subject, verb, object. Is it hard for you? No, it's not hard at all. Inversion is not hard at all. At first, when I saw inversion, I also thought that is really hard, but nothing is hard here. You'll get used to it, and I'm going to explain it. So let's look at a really simple sentence, and you will understand what is inversion and what is syntax better if I tell you this simple sentence. So let's look at SVO. Stands for subject, verb, object, and for example, it can be a sentence as I eat a cake. I means subject, who, I, what do I do? I eat. Eat means verb, and object. Here object is a cake, because what do I eat? I eat a cake, right? But when it comes to inverted syntax, everything changes. The order of words changes. So for example, a cake I eat, that would be inversion. So the order just changed. So from SVO, a normal order of words in English, we change it to OSV, object, subject, verb. First of all, let's talk about why do why do you have to do inversion, why it actually exists. The first reason is because we want to stress something, to emphasize something, some word, particular word, and we want to make a stress in that word. Second is while you read such a sentence, then you will visualize the situation much better, and you will get the dramatic effect out of reading that sentence. And in poetry, it helps in creating a rhyming pattern, and it just amuses the reader. It just makes, if we speak in inversion way, then we would be, sound really nerdy and sound really old and eloquent. Now we're going to change a little bit the placement of myself because there is a little music, so I'm afraid that my speech is going to be banned. So usually such inverted sentences used Shakespeare and old poetry, but in most of cases it's Shakespeare. And I'm going to read some quotes from his book Romeo and Juliet. So that scene I'm going to read a quote from is after the party. And when Romeo asks the nurse of Juliet, who is she, and etc. stuff. So I'm going to read it from my phone because I'm not that much crazy to remember that by my heart. So, her mother is the lady of the house, and a good lady and wise and virtuous. I nursed her daughter that you talked withal. I tell you, he that can lay hold of her shall have the chinks. We have got really a huge amount of really weird words here, but don't worry, I'm going to tell you everything about that. So here we have inversion in the sentence, I tell you, he that cannot he that can lay hold of her shall have the chinks. And here the first word unknown for you is virtuous, and this word means someone who has high moral standards. The word withal means in addition, and the phrase to lay hold of means to gain or catch possession of something. And the word chinks simply means cash or a lot of money, a huge sum of money. Next quote, again from Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare, is when Romeo went to see Juliet in balcony, and you know that really popular scene. And he said, when he saw lights from her window, he said, "What light from yonder window breaks?" In normal syntax, we would say something like, "What light breaks from yonder window?" But you see, it's inversion, so it's switched. And the last quote from Romeo and Juliet is when nurse finds that Juliet died, but she didn't actually die, so she faked her death, and the nurse says, "Never was seen so black a day as this." So again, here verbs at the first part, and at the second part we have a subject, so it's going to be like something like VS, but it had to be SV, subject verb, but now we have here verb subject, so it's switched. And do you like Star Wars? I'm not a big fan of it, but I know that Yoda is very famous for his, like speeching in inversion way. So for example, his quote, "Truly wonderful the mind of a child is." So that is inversion either. And to be honest, I'm really a fan of Shakespeare speech and the way he writes, he spoke in English. So I think I'm going to make in future maybe some videos about Shakespeare's, really eloquent speech and those old-fashioned words in English. So if you also want to know more about that old English, then please write me in comments if you would like to see my new video as the explanation of old-fashioned English words. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of, again, more and more information about inversion. And in this case, it's going to be inversion techniques. So, for example, the first one is when we place an adjective after the noun, it qualifies. So, for example, it can be something like girl beautiful. It happens in Spanish, chica bonita, something like that. So. It's really popular in Spanish. In Spanish is how they use it, and in English we use it in opposite way. But we still have it in English, but it's going to be called inversion instead. The second technique is when we place a verb before the noun. So, for example, says a girl. So we had to say a girl says, but instead we are switching it, so it's going to be opposite. And the third technique is when we place a noun before its preposition. So, for example, words between. It's going to be an inversion again. And in modern English speech, we also use inversion. So, for example, an inversion. The example of inversion could be the sentence, "What a beautiful day it is." So let's go back to our sentence from Frozen 2. And this sentence I'm going to repeat again. Once stood an enchanted forest. So actually in normal syntax, in normal English sentence, it had to be once an enchanted forest stood, or an enchanted forest stood once, something like that. But here we have an inversion, so stood an enchanted forest, it means VS, so verb and then subject, but actually it had to be subject and then verb. So it's an inversion here. It's really, easy inversion here because there are a lot of really hard inversions, but this one is easy. So I guess enough with inversions. If you still have some questions about inversions, then please do not be shy to ask me in the comment section below, and we are moving forward.
Magic is very alluring.
So the narrator said magic is very alluring. Alluring means powerfully or extremely attractive, something fascinating or seductive. And let's listen to the next sentence from our trailer.
Protect Arendelle at all costs.
The narrator said, protect Arendelle at all costs. And this phrase, at all costs, means regardless of the price to be paid or the effort needed. So that you will do it. You will just do it. You will just go and do it. That's it. No explanations, no excuses, nothing. You will just go and do it at all costs.
And ignore your whispers, which I wish would go away.
Hey guys, again, and now we're going already home. And guys, I really love this cartoon. It was really colorful. The plot was really good, so I suggest you to go to cinema and see it and watch it. And guys, really an interesting fact is that this cartoon, Disney cartoon, it's already the third Disney cartoon again. Oh my gosh, that made already $1 billion in the worldwide box office. So it's pretty cool. So it means it's really popular as hell. So guys, that was it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, to click the bell, and also like this video, comment something really good, or if you have some questions, then please ask me, don't be shy. Guys, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next vlog. Bye.
Не колется. Давай серьезно. Я не смогу. Подожди, все, это капец какой. Уже? Так, 3-4. 3-4. Сейчас. 3-4. 3-4. Ну, где твоя команда? Давай, что ты смотришь? Давай, поехали, хватит ржать, давай.